A very good evening, Zimbabwe. This is Studio 7 Livetalk, the Women's Roundtable, coming to you from the Voice of America in Washington. This Thursday, May the 12th, 2022. I'm your host, Sithandekile Mhlanga. So today, in our Women's Roundtable, we are discussing economic challenges, which most Zimbabweans say they are facing. And we are also looking at how these challenges affect women. The challenges include price hikes. We see that prices of basic commodities have risen. There are transport shortages and fee hikes, among other issues, fees as in colleges. We saw last Monday some non-governmental organizations leading what they termed Shut Down Zimbabwe campaign, protesting what they say is the government's failure to revive the economy. Later, we saw that state media mostly said that the protests were a failure, but we saw that the others, like other non-governmental organizations such as teachers, saying that no, the protests were successful and the government did get the messages that the people are facing, economic challenges. But we see that the government says that it is putting measures to alleviate problems which are faced by the people. We saw President Emmerson Mnangagwa ordering banks to stop extending loans to both private companies and government departments as he announced a raft of measures aimed at stopping what they called is the economic sabotage, which they blamed for derailing the economic stability. So the measures come in the wake of what we saw in the parallel market, that the exchange rates were deteriorating, a development which the monetary authorities have blamed on speculative borrowing, sabotage, and indiscipline. In his own words, President Mnangagwa said, quote, in order to minimize creation of broad money that is prone to abuse for purposes of manipulating the exchange rate for financial gains, and to allow current investigations, lending by banks to both the government and the private sector is hereby suspended with immediate effect until further notice. But as we see, the government is saying this will be helpful in reviving the economy. And the government says it is further implementing measures to introduce new public transport systems, which will include the licensing of operators on any given route to alleviate problems faced by public transport users. But the measures are yet to be implemented. So we saw that most people were saying the Zupco monopoly is the one that is causing problems, as all the transport operators have to be registered under the transport company. So we are yet to see how this will pan out, as most people say they are still facing transport challenges. So what effect do all these economic challenges have on women? That's what we'll be discussing today on our Livetalk Women's Roundtable. My co-host, Marvelous Sinya, who is not joining us today. So it's me and me alone and our guests. And one of our guests today, we have the spokesperson for the Citizens Coalition for Change, National Women's Assembly, Barbara Tanyaniwa. She'll be with us. And we also have Rosalind Ncube, the spokesperson for Labour Economists and African Democrats. Well, she said she cannot join us through the video, so she recorded some of her party's policies and how they think the kid can, help in the economic development of the country. So we'll also be hearing what she has to say. But for now, we would like to welcome our first guest. Welcome to the show, Mrs. Tanyaniwa.
Thank you so much, Sithandekile. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to our viewers and listeners from wherever they are. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yes, as you heard, we are looking at economic problems Before we continue, kulabo abasanda ukusixhuma namhlanje ke sicubungula eziphathelane lomnotho welizwe. Sibona ukuthi iningi likhala ngokuthi umnotho hayi uyabhidlika ngempela. Sibonile ke abantu betshengisela ngomvulo betshengisela ukuthi benzeni bengayi emsebenzini abathi ukuvala ilizwe. Kambe kuphumelele na belembono ehlukeneyo uhulumende sithi hayi akuphumelelanga abantu bazihambele. Kodwa ke inhlanganiso ezizimeleyo ezizo eziqoqela lokho kutshengisela zisithi hayi ngempela kuphumelele njalo uhulumende uzwile umbiko wabo. Sibonile njalo kungenzakali lokho umongameli Emerson Mnangagwa esithi abaseyi kuvumela abantu ukuthi beboleke imali emabhanga ngoba yikho abakusebenzisayo ukuwisa umnotho welizwe nxa sebesiyajinja emkambo lapho. Yikho ke okunye sikuzwileyo ke kukhulunywa umongameli Emerson Mnangagwa. Kodwa bathi bakwenza ngenjongo yokulungisa umnotho welizwe. Sizwile njalo ibandla sizwile njalo uhulumende sithi lo hlupho lwemota zokuhambisa lwe-transport uzalulungisa ngoba ngolunye oluthwalise abantu amagabha avuzayo. Ngakho thelalo uzalungisa ngokuthi ezinye lazo izimota zivunyelwe ukuhamba kungabi yizupco kuphela. Kambe konke lokho kuhlupha njani abesifazane? Banenge abahamba kuyawoda abathi sebeswela imota zokuhambisa, abanye bengagada imali sebebhadela amasotsha abathi amapholisa ayamisa izimota, begcine sebelahlekelwe imali yabo ngoba sokumele bedinge enye imali yokuhambisa kumbe sebesehle ebusuku kumbe sebefike ebusuku kumbe bengafiki lapho abafuna ukuya khona. Yizo ke lokho ke lokho esiyabe sikukhangela namhlanje. Umbuzo wami wokuqala kuwe ke Nkosikazi Thanyanyiwa ukuthi uthini lithini njengogatsha lwabesifazane ngokukhona kathesi ngesimo esikhona elizweni esiphathelane lomnotho welizwe. Kuyasebenza yini lemizamo kahulumende izanceda yini?
Okokuqala ngithanda ukuthi ngikubeke sobala ukuthi umkhonomi welizwe lethu leZimbabwe okwakathesi ufile izinto kazimanga kuhle. Uhulumende oweZANU-PF usephelele usezama ukwenza lokho okokuthi uyabamba lapha achiye abamba lapha achiye esikuthi ngama piecemeal solutions. Akwenzayo akuncedi abantu iningi labantu abadubekayo. Nxa ngikhuluma ngabantu abadubekayo lapha sikhangela abantu abesifazane ukuthi nxa izinto zisonakala abantu abesifazane yibo besebunzimeni kakhulu ngoba ungakhangela ipoverty ekhona kwele Zimbabwe abantu abagcina sebeku-poverty kakhulu ngabantu besifazane ngoba yibo phela abakhangela ukuthi namhla kudliweni endlini, abantwana badlile yini, abantwana bagqokile yini, abantwana bahambile esikolo yini, amagetsi kuyini konke. Sithola ukuthi abantu besifazane yibo abagcina bethwala nzima, yibo abagcina besebunzimeni. Singakhangela izinto ema-shops esithi ngama-basic commodities standekile akusathengeki. Uhulumende useyehlulekile ukuthi alungise umkhonomi lo ngenxa izimdola kumbe singathi i-RTGS ibond leyi engathengi lutho. Bayakubona ukuthi akusebenzi okuyinto lokhu kodwa bayabe belokhu befosezela bekuletha ebantwini kodwa bona bebhizi basebenzisa imali kwamanye amazwe ikakhulu imali ekwe-America i-US dollar. Singakhangela abantu abaningi abalezikhundla kuhulumende basebenzisa i-US dollar. Ama-shops aselentengo ezimbili, i-US dollar lezim-dollar lerandi. Sesibuyele futhi back to isikhathi lesiyana sika-2008 2009 lapho kwasokuthengwa khona intengo ezase zikhwela khona every hour. Izinto i-rate i-bank ile rate yayo, i-black market ile rate yayo. Lanxa ke bekhiphe umthetho lo ukuthi amabhenki engasabolekisi abantu izimali, mina ngibona ngazani ingqondo ezingalunganga, ingqondo ezokubhidliza i-economy kumbe i-banking sector. Lapha sengikhuluma njengomuntu owake waba yi-trade unionist, i-veteran trade unionist. Amabhanka sithandekile aphila ngokukweledisa abantu izimali esithi khona ama-loan lawana, either i-mortgage kumbe ngama-short term loan lawa angithi. So amabhanka azuza i-interest kuma-loan wona la abanika abantu. So nxa amabhenki engasakwanisi ukukweledisa, so kusitsho ukuthi khona azalahlekelwa ngama-customers. Ibhenki nxa ingasela ama-customers, sokuthi ukuthi khona ibhenki lizabona ukuthi into ezayenzakala. Amabhenki amaningi kathesi asezakuwa. Sakubona kwayenzakala amanye amabhenki awa, abantu baluza izimali zabo eziningi. Amabhenki anjengabo-Barbican, amabhenki anjengabo-Trust, you name it, there were so many banks eZimbabwe angasekho kathesi. Kodwa at the end of the day sithandekile, abantu abadubekayo is the poor. Abantu i-majority yibo abasafayo, yibo abalahlekelwa izimali zabo. Abantu balahlekelwa ngama-pension because kulamanye ama-pension companies lawo avalwayo ngenxa yakhona lokhu i-economy awungamanga kuhle. So into edanisayo kakhulu ukuthi uhulumende wethu uyazama ukuthi alungise izinto, kodwa kuyehlula, kuyala sithandekile. Into zakhona ukuthi ba-addressa izinto ezingekho mqoka, bechiya izinto ezimqoka, izinto ezinjenge-corruption, izinto ezinjengama-cartel, lezana zokuthi izinto umkhonomi usubanjwe, ubuyabe bubanjwe ngabantu abalutshwane abaningi beyibo abadubekayo.
Ezwakala kodwa lapho-ke ukuthi khona umongameli Emmerson Mnangagwa lapho esithi yena ukwenza lokhu ukwenzele ukuthi kulungise umnotho welizwe, ngoba abantu bengaboleka leyani imali sebehamba bayisebenzisa ngokungalunganga emkambo omnyama. Kusebenza njalo yini
ayisikho sithandekile, because awungeke wathi ulungisa umthetho ukuthi ulungisela abantu ungazange ubabuze. Thina njenge-CCC sibhelieve ukuthi khona uhulumende nguhulumende wabantu, njalo uhulumende umele a-consult, a-engage abantu, ama-stakeholders, kulokuthi aphonge ukuyenza izinto mahlayana nje, uphonge ukuphuma lolutho, nanko sengiliphile thathanini, nanko sengiliphile thathanini, ebese expect ukuthi abantu baphonge ukwamukela ngelezinto ezingasebenziyo. Abantu sithandekile, abantu eZimbabwe bafundile, bayakwazi into lezi ze-economics, bayakwazi nokuthi kutshoni. Lokho ukuthi khona abantu baboleka imali behambe ku-black market ngamanga. Abantu abahambisa imali ku-black market yibo bona labana abantu bezanu, abantu abahambe besiyathatha imali RBZ beyithela ku-black market, bebese bechiya imali engasebenziyo. Lokhona okuthiwa khona imali ithiwani too many imali echesa ama-goods, ukuthi khona akusahambelani izinto ezikhona ezithengiswayo, le mali ekhona akusahambelani. So sokucina sokusiba le ndaba leyana e-black market, ukuthi ngenxa yokuthi ebhenki kulokhu befake i-rate leyana engasebenziyo. So abantu bayathatha imali ebhenki nge-rate yona leyana behambe beyiphosa emsikeni, but abantu bona labana abayithathayo sithandekile yibo futhi bona labana bakahulumende. Ngoba mina nxa ngisiyathatha i-loan ebhenki ngifuna ukwakha indlu, ngifuna ukwenza something ngokule ngqondo, angizake ngithatha imali ngiphonge ukwenza into engela ngqondo ngibe involved, ngikwanisa ukuthi imali engiyithetheyo ngihambe ngiye gembula ngayo, yona imali yakhona imele ibuyele. Abantu abayibo abayenza into zona lezo yibo bona labana. Kungani kunjalo? I-corruption, bengaqeda i-corruption kuqala, yiyo ebulala abantu, yenza ukuthi ilizwe leZimbabwe libe lapho elikhona, because ungakhayela kade silezinto eziningi, silama-minerals amaningi kakhulu, ukuthi nxa ukuthi into zibanjwa ngendlela angakula kudubeka lapha eZimbabwe. le ndaba ye-leadership ukuthi khona abakhokheli abakhona I think vele totally Standekile bayehluleka ukukhokhela kumbe singathi isikhathi sabo sesikwanile yini abasenama-ideas because mina into engiyaziyo ukuthi umuntu angangena umsebenzi okulandelayo ukuthi umuntu ahambe kupensheni. Abantu bonke labana i-majority yabantu abakhona khonaphana bonke sebemele ukuthi ngase bahamba kupensheni kodwa abantu babelokhu bebambelele bekulokuthi bafake abantu abatsha abazabuya lemizamo babuye lamacebo amatsha hayi abakuboni khona lokho even kuzanu yakhona ukuthi banike intsha yezanu ukuthi ikhokhelo umkhonomi akula into enjalo. Bona labana abadala yibo lokho bengena becabanga ukuthi bona yibo bayaziyo kakhulu they don't even consult bayenza nje umathanda ngelizwe leZimbabwe engathiwa ilizwe lakhona ngelabo lona ilizwe leli lingelomuntu wonke.
Yes, that's interesting as a labor activist that ngesingisi what do you think are the impediments to this policy which the government says it is implementing, that no borrowing as the saboteurs use this to their advantages?
Yes, that policy is a bad policy, if I can call it. It's a bad policy because the banks, they do survive in lending people the money, what we call loans. And when they're saying they are no longer allowing the banks to do that, it means it's going to be the end of these banks. So what it then means is it's going to have an impact on the workers as well, because very soon you will see the banks retrenching workers because the source of income that they used to get is no longer there. Imagine someone who has been with the bank for the past 20 years or 15 years because that somebody had a loan with the bank. If all the people would just pay up this Zim dollar money and then they walk away, no more lending, what is then going to happen? It means the banks are going to collapse. We are going to see the situation that was there in 2008, 2009, where most people invested in the banks. They invested in the banks in the hoping of getting interest. And then when the loans are no longer being are given to the people, so it means even the investments will no longer be sustainable because the banks will collapse. So we even have the banking sector, the union of the banking sector, ZIBAU, they issued a statement. They spoke strongly. We even have the parliamentarians, Honorable Chibaya, even spoke strongly about this issue of suspending loans to say the government, whilst it thinks they are reviving the economy, they are actually killing the economy. They are actually killing it. And the other thing is you can't create you can't put a policy, or you can't promulgate a policy that you think is will help us resuscitate the economy without consulting the people. You have to consult, and the people have to say, we are the stakeholders of Zimbabwe. We should have a say. ZANU-PF does not have the monopoly of leading this country. It's not their country, it's our country. So we are saying, as CCC, we are an alternative government. We have got the systems that are in place. We know how we are going to do it to revive the economy. There are some measures that the government has to take, serious measures for it to revamp the economy. But because there are some things that they cannot do away with, the things, such things like corruption, such things like the cartels, this is what is killing Zimbabwe. The issue of the government officials that are left to do as they please. The the central bank, the Reserve Bank, it's in shambles. The Ministry of Finance is clueless. It does not even know what is supposed to. If you hear the president of the country announcing financial policies, then that's when you believe that we are dead as a country. Those should be left to the Reserve Bank. They're supposed to be doing these policies, not the president.
Yes, I'll come back to you on what you think your party can offer on that. But now, what policies they think are more effective? But now, as the women's branch, how are all these economic factors affecting women? Is it easy for women to survive? What's going on?
It's not easy for the women, standing because once the economy is in the doldrums, it means when there is hardship, economic hardships, when prices are going up every day, when there is no money in the country, when the Zim dollar is losing value every minute, it means all these hardships that are there, the basic commodities that are most people cannot afford to buy. All these, it's the women that bears the brand. It's the women, because us women, we are the ones that are supposed to know. We are the ones who know what should be cooked in the home, what the children should eat, the school fees, you name it. Even the issue of the sanitary pads, the dignity of women has been wiped away. The transport problems. We saw videos where women were being abused sexually in buses. Yeah, the dignity of women have been compromised by this Zutco monopoly, because the women want to go home. They are scared. They can't even they can't wait, or they can't stand in queues for a long time. So it's them, the women, that bears the brunt of these policies that are not pro-poor. Mnangagwa's policies, or ZANU-PF policies, they are not pro-poor. They are against the suffering masses of Zimbabwe. So this is why we are saying it's us women that are suffering more than anyone else, because if the economy is failing, it means even us, we are stripped of our dignity. We also are disadvantaged in terms of looking after our families. There are families right now, Standegile, that cannot even afford a meal. My sister, I was talking to my sister who is in Marondia, and she was saying, there's this her neighbor was telling her that, I don't know when I last drank had tea. I don't have sugar, I don't have milk, I don't have tea leaves, let alone bread. She was saying, I don't even know when I last had a cup of tea. And that's very abnormal in our country. And my sister was saying, and then I said, what did you do? I said, I had to make a cup of tea, and then I gave it. It's so pathetic the way women are suffering in Zimbabwe. It's so pathetic. We need a new government. We need new leaders that will take good care of women, that will take good care of children, our students. We know the Zinaso students, they were demonstrating in the form of a shutdown, and they were advocating for fees must fall, because they feel the brand that their parents are feeling. The parents cannot afford to pay fees for them. They cannot afford to learn, because they have not paid fees, let alone they don't even have anything to eat. You know, they are learning whilst they are hungry. And, you know, the level of our education system is deteriorated. I was also watching this video. It was a picture of Harare Institute of Technology, where pupils were writing an exam, and they were writing an exam in a hall, and the hall was virtually empty. This shows the drop out of the students. There is a dropout in every sphere, you know, in primary education, secondary education, tertiary education. You know, things are not just working. Zimbabwe is in a coma right now as we are speaking.
Yebo ke bengizivalile lapho umlomo. Ungasichasisela nje njalo ngolimi lwesishona ukuthi kahle kahle ubunzima lobu obukumnotho welizwe buthinta njani abesifazana labantwana.
Ndinotenda Sithandekile. Kurema kuri kuita upfumi hwenyika, kana tingangoti kudona kwaita upfumi hwenyika yeZimbabwe kuri kuremera vana mai, nekuti pese panowanikwa zvinhu zvichioma, vana mai ndivo vanopinda mumatambudziko akanyanyisa zvikuru, because mukatarisa mitengo yezvinhu iri kungokwira mazuva ese. Masalaries kana kuti yatinoti mari inohorwa nevashandi haizi kutenga chinhu. Maticha ari kukomplena, manesi ari kukomplena, madoctors ari kukomplena, wese mushandi haazi kuhora mari inokwana. Uyezve mari yavari kuhora $10 haizi kutenga chinhu. Kwari zvino vashandi vanofanira kunge vachihora United States dollars and not US dollars kuti zvinhu zvifambe, nekuti maprizes ari kupegwa mumashops ari kupegwa vakatarisa US dollar, inova imari yekuAmerica isina vashandi. So zvinhu zvese izvozvo zviri kuitika munyika zvinoita kuti vana mai vatakure kurema. Vana mai vaisirarama nekutengesa matomati, vaitengesa zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana, asi ko zvino tikatarisa ndiani anokwanisa kuzvitenga zvinhu izvozvo vanhu vasina mari. Ende kana zvinhu zvacho zvichitengeswa neUS dollar, vanhu vari kuitora kupi US dollar iyoyo kuti vatenge? Saka tiri kuona kuti hurumende yedu mapolicies avari kuisa mapolicies asinei nevanhu. Kuanaunswa kana kuti kutaurwa kwakaitwa policy yefinance yakaanaunswa nawo Mnangagwa zvinoratidza kuti vanhu vapererwa, zvinhu zvinofanira kunge zvichiitwa neReserve Bank. Asi ukaona mukuru wenyika kumira apo kutaura zvinhu zvaasingafaniri kutaura, zvinotoratidza kuti vanhu ava vatopererwa. Inini chandinoziva ndechekuti kana vachiita mapolicies aya vanofanira kunge vachidzika kwatiri kuvanhu vachitibvunza kuti tinoda kuti zvifambe sei, asi unowanikwa vachingoita zvinhu zvavo vari vega. Zvinoratidza kuti isusu tiri kutongwa, hatizi kutungamirirwa. Saka isusu tiri kuti CCC ichauya nehurumende ichange ichitungamirira vanhu kwete kutonga. Ichauya nemapolicies avanenge vachiita kuburikidza nekuenda vachindobvunza vanhu kuti apa toita sei, apa toita sei, apa toita sei. Havazi kuzongouya nezvino. Takatarisa uyezve kuti tiri kutarisira kuti panofanira kunge paine mareforms akasiyana siyana achazogadzira economy yenyika. Saka naizvozvo tiri kuoneka kuti madzimai ari kubviswa hunhu nekuda kwekuoma kwezvino. Madzimai chaiwo nevanasikana vari kutadza kana even chero kutenga masanitary pads. Anditi nenyaya yokuti zvinhu zvacho hazvizi kutengeka. Pane munhu angaende unotenga sanitary pad here mumba musina muriwo, mumba musina hupfu. Saka vanhu vanototenga zvinhu zvinodyiwa nevanhu vese. Izvi zvinonge chinzi munozvionera. Saka tiri kuti isusu iyi hurumende iyi yakundikana iyi ngaingogara yaziva kuti vanhu havaziri kufara nezvavari kutiitira. Ivo vangafunga kuti vari kubatsira vanhu, asi havasi kubatsira vanhu. Vanhu ndo vanofanira kuvaudza. Tisu tofanira kuvaudza kuti isu tiri kuda izvi, tiri kuda izvi, kwete kuti ivo vatiudze kuti tiri kufanira kuti tiite sei. Tikatarisa nyaya yetransport iri kwei, madzimai tiri kuona vachishungurudzwa mumabhazi umu nevarume, kuona vachibatwa magaro, vachipushwa, vachiitwa sei. Zvinova zvinhu zvinosiririsa zvikuru kuti unhu hwedu semadzimai hausisipo kupfurikidza nekuoma kwaita zvino kuburikidza nehurumende iri kutadza kuti imutse economy kuitira kuti munhu wese agare zvakanaka.
Ezwakala siyabonga kakhulu ke lapho lizwe unkosikazi Barbara Tanyanywa ke yena uyisikhulumeli sogatsha lwabesifazana ku-Citizens Coalition for Change njalo yingcwethi kweziphathelane lezisebenzi esithi ngesingisi yi-labor activist. We were also expecting our guest, Ms. Rosalind Ncube. She's the spokesperson for Labour, Economists and African Democrats, LEAD. That's a political party led by Linda Masarira, a woman, and they are saying most of their policies are affected on developing the country, the economy, but also focusing on women development. She's not able to join us through video, but she sent us an audio here that we can listen to as to what her policies are. We'll go back to Mrs. Barbara Tanyanywa to hear what she has to say about what Ms. Ncube is saying, whether it can work or not.
Mr. African Democrats lead. Igama lami nguRosalind Ncube, National Spokesperson we-Labour Economists African Democrats lead. Thina njengephathi ye-lead sifuna ukusukumisela umuntu wesifazana lamankazana yethu lama-youth ukuthi esukume sibili silogatsha lethu khathesi oluthiwa khona Together We Can. Sizama ukunceda abangakwanisi ukubhadala isibhedlela, abangakwanisi ukuthola imali yokuthenga imithi yokuthi bezilaphise liyapha nje bonke abangakwanisiyo banabo. Sikhangela njalo futhi sikhangelela ama-pensioners yiwo simancedayo futhi ngama-advice ukuthi khona bengayenza njani abanye ababhadalwanga. Ngikhola singameshela njengezizuba lapha ukuthi abantu bezizuba bazange bebhadalwe. Saka siyanceda futhi according to uLabour. Yikho esikhona futhi as a party wamabambele siyenza khona umsebenzi wethu about voter registration. Sikhona futhi ngikhola sabhala ama-articles amaningi sithi abantu abagijime be-register ukuvota, abantu abagijime bebalwe, abantu bonke kababalwe bakabavuma ukuthi manxa wethu be-census befika nje abantu bethini be-cooperate labantu be-census bebona ukuthi khona bayakwanisa ukubabala. Njalo nje futhi njengephathi ekhokhelwa umuntu wesifazana ngikho uyayibona iphathi yethu sithi khona umuntu wesifazana kasukume emelaye silingane lamadoda. Itu i-National Constitution yethu eka-2013 ikhuluma ukuthi ifuna 50-50 maybe ku-workplace noma ukuthi khona emakhaya indawana zonke nje lekuphalamenti kufuze kube yi-50-50. Iphathi yethu iyalwisa ukuthi that 50-50 ibe khona kuphalamenti, sibe khona singabafazi siyenze hafu sihamba sonke labalisa sike silwisane le-patriarchal ekhona lapha eZimbabwe. Yikho ukulwisana esikuyenza ngakhona. You find ukuthi iphathi yethu thina umkhokheli wayo nguLinda Masarira. ULinda Masarira sehlangane lenhlupho eziningi mphathi nje ekhokhelwa umuntu wesifazana ngokuthi sikhangelelwa phansi ngabafuna amadoda ukuthi khona sike sisukume lathi sike silingane labo sike siyenze izinto zonke zibe nje jikelele zibe mcece nje lathi sibona ukuthi siphakathi njengabantu abangabafazi. Siyahlangana lo body shaming, sihlangana labantu besitshela ukuthi singamawule, abantu besitshela ukuthi khona leli abantwana abaningi, abantu besitshela ukuthi khona abantwana banama-different fathers, abantu besitshela into eziningi kakhulu. Abantu bakhuluma nje abakufunayo konke nje besihleka, abanye ngabasijikijelayo.
Yebo ke sizaqhubeka ke ngengxoxo yethu lapho kucineke kuphambaniseka ucingo lethu wathi mbona ukuthi singaqhubeka yini ngobe kuchiwo
ngasibona in fact ku-internet sibili siyabe sithethiswa siyenza konke abakufunayo ngabantu besilisa. Yikho esifuna ukukuqeda khonokho njengephathi ekhokhelwa ngupresident wethu owesifazana othiwa nguLinda Masarira. ngakho-ke sithi khona thina silamaphatha amaningi sibili njengo-CC, ZANU-PF, MDCT. Thina njengokusukume esikwenzayo sithi khona njengephathi entsha siyalwisa sibili ukuthi khona abantu kabasivotele bebone ngokuthi umuzi ngumama. Umuntu wonke sukuma nje ake ngenisa umama esikhundleni sika-president. Ngeke ngenisa uLinda Masarira sibone ukuthi khona kasiphumeleli yini njengeZimbabwe, ukuthi iZimbabwe ayibuyeli yini ukube esimeni esihle mangayikhokhelwa ngumuntu wesifazana. Ngingathi nje ngifuna ukukuchiyela khona abantu ukuthi kasikambeni sonke 2023 siyevota, sonke kasibhaliseni ukuyevota, siyevotela umuntu wesifazana, sonke sihambe siyevotela uLinda Masarira njengopresident kanye konke lamakhansela akhe elite kanye konke lama-member of parliament akhe elite ekwanise nje ukuthi khona evotelwe. Sithi khona kakushiwe ipatriarchal ekhona lapha eZimbabwe, umuntu wesifazana lamankazana kababonewe bengabantu. Sithi no ku-child marriages, sithi no ku-women abuse, konke lokho sithi hayi ngesilungu nje sithi no sex is more Zimbabwean than the other. So 2023 vote lead to power.
Yebo-ke siyezwa-ke lapho-ke unkosazana-ke Roslyn Ncube isikhulumeli-ke senhlanganiso ngathi sebandla lezombusazwe ele-Labour Economists and African Democrats i-lead. We hear there that is Roslyn Ncube, spokesperson for Labour Economists and African Democrats lead. She is mostly saying she believes that her party, which is led by Linda Masarira, can bring change into the country because they have programs that are women friendly. And she's giving an example with her own, what they face as women, as the women leaders, that people ridicule them. There's cyberbullying, they are called names, everything is questioned about them, which they may not question men about. For example, saying some of them have their children have different fathers, or they are not married, or their appearance and body shaming and all that. But she's saying if a party comes to power, they will make sure that women also gain equality in parliament, in dignity, economy, everything will be fine. That's why she says a party will do. I had also asked her that there's also ZANU-PF, the Citizens Coalition for Change. Do they think they are popular enough to garner more votes than these parties? And she's saying yes, if people were confident that the more we sell our policies, the more people will vote for us. That's why she's saying we're aware of all those, but she's saying their policies, they trust their policies that they can be helpful. They will uplift the girl child, no child marriages, and so forth. Coming to you, Ms. Tanyaniwa, since she spoke in Ndebele and I've explained in English, if you can tell us in Shona what you think about what Ms. Roslyn Ncube said. Do you think a women-led party can make a change, or there is more to it than that?
Vaita basa Standekile, inini ndoona kuti zvaataura izvozvo i-opinion yavo, ikodzero dzavo. Pari zvino inini chandinofunga ndechekuti tinofanira kubvisa ZANU-PF. System ndo yakashata, ndo yatinofanira kubvisa. Kwari zvino tinofanira kutarisa kune wanhu. Zvakanaka kuti madzimai amirewo apinde mumapositions ekutungamira. Asi patiri ezvinezvi pakuda kuti vanhu vabatane tese sema-citizens, tobatana torwisa mhuka hwani iyi inonzi ZANU. Tikapatsanurana hapana chinobuda. Handidi kunyepera Standekile kuti in as much as wachifunga kuti vanogona kupinda hazvina kushata, asi ini chandoziva ndechekuti politics dzemuZimbabwe vanhu vaneta, vanhu vakatarisa political party yavanofungira kuti inogona kuunza pundutso muZimbabwe, political party yavanoziva kuti ine vanhu, inoteerwa nevanhu, political party yavari kuziva kuti kana vakamira apa vanomisidzana nezanu vachihwina. Saka ini ndiri kuona kuti vangangodaro zvavo, asi ezvinezvi pari zvino indongoona hangu kuti vanhu vakangwara ngavangouye kuCitizens Coalition for Change, nokuti ndiyo donzo redu rekuti tirwise ZANU-PF takawanda, nekuti taneta every year vanenge vachingoenda kuvanhu vachipromisa zvinhu zvisingabudi. Ende inini ndoda kukurudzira kuti nevanhu vacho vekuZANU-PF variko, vanhu vekuZANU-PF vari kuona kuti ZANU-PF yachona hapana zvairi kuita. Hanzi kana uchida kuona vanhu vanatambura, enda kumasupporters eZANU-PF, vanhu vapfumi, maleaders eZANU-PF. Saka vanhu ndingokurudzira kuti vanhu even vanosupporta ZANU-PF kuti vavhure maziso avo vaone kuri kuenda nyika, tinosvikepi tichitambura. Ngatingobatanai toita chinhu chimwe chete, nekuti Citizens ibato riri kukoshesa vanhu, ibato riri kukoshesa consultation, kutaurirana kwevanhu, kuti vanhu vari kupinda muzvigaro vange vari vanhu vanodiwa nevanhu, kwete vanhu vanoda zvigaro, asi vanhu vanodiwa nevanhu. Saka ivo pati yaLinda kana vachiziva kuti vari kudiwa nevanhu, who are we to say kuti vari wrong? Vanenge vari right wo, kana muwrong wavo, kana kuti wrong muwright wavo, nekuti ivo vari kufila kuti vanodiwa nevanhu. Asi inini chanda ndichifunga kuti ezvinezvi tinofanira kunge tiri vanhu vanofaita vari pamwe chete. Kwari zvino pati yatingati iri kudiwa nevanhu inogona kuti ibvise ZANU-PF iCCC, inotungamirwa naVanelson Chamisa. Ende izvozvo hakuna kuti there's no doubt about it. Vanhu vari kuzviona, ende even mapolicies edu atinawo, tine mapolicies that are pro-poor, mapolicies akaitwa through consultation. Hazvizi zvinhu zvokungomuka zvichingonyorwa neada kunyora, zvinhu zvakatokonsultwa zvikabuda saizvozvo. Saka ini ndiri kuti hangu vanhu ngavangouya nehuwandu, tibatane, tibise hurumende iyi yatishunguridza kudai kwemakore akawanda.
Yes, very interesting there. I wish she was here so that she could answer to that. Unfortunately, she couldn't join through video and send us some audios. But remember, I said we would come back to you to hear what are the party policies that you have which can make a change. Unfortunately, we don't have any ZANU-PF guests, but we know their standpoint now. We've said their policies, which they have said before. But we went on to speak with Ms. Rosalind Ngube of LEAD. We asked her what her party policies are and why they think they can make a change, or their recommendations to the government. We said what should be done, and this is what she sent us. And I can also add that we would also ask if they have any male members and how they think they can make a difference.
Sikhuluma ngokuthi i-constitution yethu thina ithi 50-50 ebesilisa silabo half ikho khona ku-lead party. Akula muntu esincindiselayo phansi sithi umuntu wonke sukume, ngabe umfazi ngabe umuntu oyindoda, sithi 50-50 njengo-constitution yeZimbabwe ukukhuluma khona eyalungiswa ngo-2013. Sithina njenge-lead siyi-Pan-Africanist Party, singathi we are homegrown. Yeah, singangena kupower thina sile ideology yethu eba yiyo ideology enhle sibili uyedlula ama-ideologies onke angabe khona ema-party lapha eZimbabwe. Abantu sebeqalisa ukuzwisisa njengephathi entsha, sisiyarecruita abantu nje, kodwa abantu bayazwisisa kakhulu njani sifuna ukuzenza i-development. Singangena kupower, depolarization, i-devolution, yikho sizabe sikuyenza sizayenza ukuthi abantu bebe banye kube le unity singakhethani ngokuthi umuntu usuke kuphi umhlubulo kumbusike eMathebeleland beMashonaland beManyikaland hayi siyabe singakudingi lokho siyabe sisithi kube le unity siyakwazi ukuthi out of unity yikho kuzasuka khona imisebenzi umuntu wonke sizakuthi ebe ngophathekayo ekulungiseni i-economy yethu sonke as the whole sizabe sile government development oriented i-government esiyabe silayo kuye njalo sizadinga ukuthi kube lokuhlaliseka elizweni leli kungabi lokukhethana njengemhlobo kungabi lokukhuluma ukuthi wena usuka kulo mhlubulo asikufuni ngapha noma ukuthi kuhamba njani sizayenza ukuthi izinto kube le stability elizweni from there siyakwazi ukuthi khona imisebenzi ayisezihluphe konke kuzabe sokusuzelunga manje ya kakhulu nje thina sithi sibiza abesifazana ukuthi hayi buyani sivotele i-lead iba yiyo esukumisela abesifazana thina silo president wethu uLinda Masarira ungumuntu ongumfazi sibuye national chair wethu umuntu ongumfazi othiwa nguCaroline sibuye ku-secretary general wethu ngumuntu ongumfazi futhi uPrecious uSikhulumeli umuntu ongumfazi futhi uRoslyn Ncube yikho-ke sifuna ukuzama ukuphakamisela abafazi beke bebambe labo izikhundla ezaphezulu abangaseze baziphiwa ngamadoda singangena kwamanye amaphathi abaseze basinika lezo zikhundla ngakho-ke sithi khona abantu buyani livotele i-lead buyani lisivotele lonke liyekele ukuvotela amaphathi ngokuthi bayayaziwa singathi popularity ngesikhiwa sithi hayi ngasivoteleni i-lead sivotele umfazi sivotele umfazi oba nguye obamba ilizwe khathesi singakhangela amazwe wonke abanjengabafazi siyabona ukuthi bonke amazwe la aphumelele njengeGermany sibona ukuthi khona kule stability ku-currency yawo imali yabila amandla ngakho-ke siyabiza ama-fellow women ethu ukuthi please buyani sivotele umuntu wesifazana buyani sibambane buyani siyakhe ilizwe lethu singabokhangelelana phansi ngokuthi munakamandlo ngokuthi musitha hayi singakhangelelani phansi akasikhangelelani njengabantu abakwanisayo ngokuthi sizokuthiwa khona noma esindebeleni sethu ukuthi umuzi umfazi yithi esiyakhileyo imisileyo yithi esiyimisileyo ilizwe lelimiswe ngabafazi yikho-ke mina ngingaqedisela nje sithi we are not different all women bleed red blood don't pull another woman down because we are underground already singafuna ukukhangela nje ngendawo yezemfundo umntwana oyinkazana nguye usalele emuva nguye sizazama ukumphakamisa umntwana oyinkazana sibona ukuthi khona akulama-child marriages sibona ukuthi akulabantwana abayendiswa bengafuni sibona ukuthi akulamntwana oyinkazana othathwa nje kuthiwa khona yena nguye oyibhadala ingozi esintwini sethu esingamathi nje ngama-cultural barriers ama-barriers yikho khonoko esizabe sikubona futhi ukuthi khona abantwana bethu angamankazana besukunyisele befana labafana bengangabafana labo futhi kufuze besukume kodwa besukume nje bebanye lamankazana sibone nje ukuthi khona izikolo zonke abantu ziyabe affordable abantu bonke bekwanisa ukubhadala abantu bonke bekwanise nje ukuthi ukuhambisa abantwana besikolo bangafunda umbhoda nje ukwanisa umuntu wonke nje umuntu wonke kumenzele kalula ngokuthi sizabe sesiphi singathi umhlabathi uzaphuma umuntu wonke umhlabathi awusezuphuma ukhethwa umuntu wonke uzabe kwanisa ukuzilimela umuntu wonke uzabe kwanisa ukuphumisa ukudla okukwanayo lemuli yakhe, ukudla ozahambe ukuthengisa ngokuthi sibona ukuthi khona abantu bonke bafuze bencediswe, kungabe ngama-fertilizers, ngama-tractors okulimisa inkomo, umuntu wonke ekwanisa ukuthi ebe ezimele lemuli yakhe. Ngakho ukuhambisa abantwana esikolo akusize kube inkinga nje, kuzabe into elula nje ukuthi khona umuntu wonke abekwanisa ukuhambisa umntwana wakhe ngabe esikolo. Le misebenzi izabe sikhona ngokuthi iza-create-eka, kungaphongenzeka ukuba lokubambana elizweni, akuthi umsebenzi yonke yabe sitholakala. Akula msebenzi ozahlupha lapha ngokuthi abantu babe bebambene, kuzayenza kodwa nje phezu kokubambana, phezu kokuthi i-currency yethu yabe silamandla, imali yethu esiyisebenzisayo eZimbabwe.
Yes, there we. There we have the lead spokesperson, Rosalind Ncube of the Labour Economists and African Democrats. She's explaining mostly the policies of her party, and she's saying that they have many developments, they have many policies which they believe will improve education, that will improve the sufferings of the masses, which will make people have a better life. And she did answer what you had said, Mrs. Tanyanywa, that they should join CCC so that they are it becomes a bigger force to fight the ruling party. But I think in a way she answered us there. She's saying they have women in positions, in higher positions in the party, which they won't see when they go to other parties, because she says other parties have to give women leadership positions. You know, they are deputies of this and that, but they are the leaders and they believe women can do it, and they were inspired by Germany too, whose currency is strong, and with a female leader. Yes, so we said we will come back to you. What's your comment on that, and what are your party policies? Singakhuluma ngesingisi.
Yeah. Thank you, Standegile. I don't have much to say. Safe to say, it's their political parties, their opinion or their policies. I can't really say they are wrong or they are right, and I wish them well in everything that they do as a political party.
My main interest there is a women's National Assembly. Do you believe that when women are more in leadership positions, or when they are 50-50 in parliament, they listen more to what's backing people in the constituencies? Since you have said that it's women who bear the brunt of the economy more, do you think there will be more changes if women are in leadership positions than?
Oh yes, definitely. We also believe in CCC. We also believe that women they play a very pivotal role in the development. Is in fact not only development but sustainable development of any given economy. We believe in the gender equality, and the CCC is promising that come 2023, women will be considered in every sphere, in election, in leadership positions, councils, parliament. We have a strong team, gender team that is led by Amai Kore, deputized by Honorable Zai, and we know they will do their best to see to it that the 50-50 that we always talk about is achieved. We believe in equality. We believe in equal opportunities as CCC. So we don't have any problem with that. At this time, it's President Nelson Chamisa is the one that was elected, and we know that in future we are going to have a woman president. There's nothing impossible, and I know is going to happen one day. And right now, the focus is on removing ZANU-PF and the system, not only an individual. We, like the mistake that we did about Robert Mugabe, we removed an individual and left the system. Now we want to remove the whole system because the whole system is rotten and is corrupt. So in order for things to go well, we have to uproot the whole system and replace it with a new system. How are we going to do it as CCC? We have our blueprints already on the smart cities, what we intend to do with the cities, the infrastructure, the transport, the health system. We are going to revamp all those sectors and make sure that they are up to maybe state of the art, up to the standard, where everyone will be able to access, and where everyone will be able to move from one place to another without any difficulties, like the transport system, our rail system, our road system, our railroad, the air, we don't have the sea, but we want to make sure that everyone will be in a position to choose the type or the mode and the means of transport that they suits their need at that particular time, not to be forced to use a particular mode or means of transport by the government. We are going to make it to open to people who want, companies who want to be in those industries, to even the infrastructure. We are going to have that state of the art, the highways, the motorways, even this bullet train that we always talk about, and people think it's impossible. It's very possible, Standegile, to have all that. And we also looking at rethinking the economy. How are we going to do this? We are going to make sure that the respect of the rule of law and constitutionalism is upheld. We're also going to build strong, independent institutions, and also dwell on the devolution and equal development of every province or every state, or whatever we are going to name them. We also believe in the creation of the right-based society, the rights-based society, where every individual has got the right to do whatever they want. Once the constitution is is respected or upheld, we don't see the issues of dictatorship. So these are the things that are going to be done. Elimination of corruption as well. Infrastructure transformation, like I've said, and also in the rural areas, we believe in our policy, the URA policy, which is the development and urbanization of rural areas. Standing where I am here in the UK, you can't even tell that you are in the village or you are in the city center. You can't even tell, because the infrastructure is the same, the housing is the same, you name it, the facilities, recreational facilities, they are the same. The only difference you will see that the village has got cows, sheep, their farms, compared to the cities. This is the kind of the rural setup that we are imagining as the CCC, and we know it's possible. Nothing is impossible. Even in the rural areas, the electrification of the rural areas, it should be done in every house, every home, not the one that we saw, the electrification of rural areas where other areas are electrified, other areas are not electrified. You go to Matebeleland, there are no electrified houses. You go to Mashonaland, they are electrified. When we have master this devolution of power, it will then, every state will then do according to what suits the area, their area, not that everything will be done in Harare. So this is our plan. It's a vast a plan, a policy. There are vast policies, but I've just touched on the things that I think it matters most. But it's a wide topic, as I say.
Yeah, ayizwakala lesifinqo besizwakala sibili ukuthi yempela yikho elikwenzayo. Sesifika ke emaphethelweni ohlelo lwethu lalamhlanje, ngathi nje silemzuzu emibili emithathu ukuthi siqedise. Ungabachiyela liphi abesifazana ngesingisi, ngesindebele la ngesishona nje imicho emfitshane?
Yes, what I can only say to women is, the economy is sinking. The economy is in a bad state. Zimbabwe is in a mess, and it's only us who can rescue the Zimbabwe. Even to my youth, it's only the youth that can rescue Zimbabwe. Even Joshua Mkabugonkomo said, Zimbabwe will never die. Young people should rescue it. We want to see the young people rescuing Zimbabwe. How are they going to do it? Register to vote and months and vote for change in 2023. Yebo bomama, sikhanyele ukuthi izinto eziningi okwenzakalayo kuma-economy, omama thina yithe sidubekayo, konke lokhu yithe singakuqeda, yithe sibaningi, more than 52% i-population yeZimbabwe ngomama. So into engithanda ukuthi ngilitshele yona bomama, asambeni siyebhalisa ukuvota. Siyevota ngobunengi ngo-2023, sivotele utshintsho. Asiboneni ukuthi abantwana bethu bonke barejistile, above 18 barejistile ukuvota, abantwana babomakhelwane. Ezinkonzweni lapho esihamba khona thina omama asikhulumeni ngokuvota, ema-burial society asikhulumeni ngokuvota, emabhasini ona la izupco. Let's take i-opportunity yona leyo ukubuthana kwethu, sikhankase nini ukuthi abantu siye-register ngobunengi, sivotele utshintsho ngo-2023. Zvandiri kutaura namaende zvokuti nyika haina kumira zvakanaka. Zimbabwe hanzi nyika iya yamamvembe akareva Thomas Mapfumo, asi ndiri kuti isusu wanamai tisu tichasunungura nyika yeZimbabwe nevana wedu. Ndosaka even Wankomo wakati Zimbabwe haizi kuzofa, vana vadiki vachaisunungura. Saka ndiri kuti naizvozvo kusunungura kwenyika yeZimbabwe, isusu tiri kutora nyika nepenzura. Zviya zvokuti hanzi Zimbabwe haitorwi nepenzura, isusu tiri kuzoitora nepenzura. Handei tinovhota, tinoregister kuvhota, tovhota. Vana vedu vari over 18 tovakurudzira kuti vaende kunovhota. Vana vevakidzani vaende kunovhota. Kumachechi kwatinoenda ngatikurudziranei kuti vanhu varejiste kuvhota. Kuma-burial society ngatikurudzira. Mumabhazi imomo, mumazupco matiri kumbunyikidzwa, paunenge uchimbunyikidzwa ipapo chibva wataura kuti vanhu vandorejista kuvhota, wavhotera change 2023. Ndatenda.
Yebo-ke olendlebe zokuzwa uzwile lo-ke unkosikazi Barbara Tanyanyiwa-ke yena oyisikhulumeli sogatsha lwabesifazana kubandla le-Citizens Coalition for Change, njalo yingcwethi kweziphathelane namalungelo ezisebenzi. Ngabona yena yingcwethi kukho konke, limzwile nje uyakhuluma, loba yisishona, loba yisindebele, loba yisingisi, usikhipha amakhala, konke nje uyakwazi. Sibonile njalo besilo unkosikazi Roselyn Ncube, yena uyisikhulumeli se-Labour Economists and African Democrats, i-lead la-ke libandla lezombusazwe, ekhuluma ukuthi labo mama bengaletha utshintsho-ke. Ibandla leZANU-PF sikhulumile ukuthi ibandla leZANU-PF lalo ulithini, njengoba sibona ukuthi umkhokheli wayo nguye umongameli. We have seen them ukuthi bathi hayi abantu bazama ukusupporteja i-economy, but there's their standpoint that there are some saboteurs working with enemies to destabilize the economy. That is their standpoint. Kodwa-ke hayi okwalamhlanje kwanele, sibongile ukuxoxa nani. Sizalibona-ke ngoLwesine oluzayo. Olivalelisayo yimi uSithandekile Mhlanga.